Hello, this is Dean Pozzi and Gemma Pozzi. I am the ProverbsGuys President, and Gemma is the gatekeeper to keep me halfway sane. I'm in love with Jesus Christ, and since 1981, when God delivered me from the darkness into the light, and we're here to tell you that we love for you guys to listen to our shows on ProverbsGuys on Sundays. I do a Desginer Talk showing the intelligent, designly creatures, plants, universe that is evidence, just evidence. It is evidence of a designer, or if it's evidence, I don't see how it can be of undesigned process, but the cause we see of the material universe is better with the designer. We are helpers at a ministry in Gemma's hometown of the Philippines. Beautiful place, beautiful people, and a lot of poor people though that we help out. Thank you everybody for watching ProverbsGuys Ministry. Dan Pozzi and First Lady Gemma out.
Pozzi.
There we are. What is that? Get rid of that. Hello, good evening. Sorry for the lateness. All right. Hopefully that is on. Hopefully we're on. I just came actually from outside. I'm late. Did a pipe project today, and it went stinky. You got the problems with getting pipes just where you want them, and then when you have other people working before you, that makes some more problems sometimes, and that was today. Anyhow, this is the Desginer Talk on ProverbsGuys Ministry. We stand for Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of those who are trusting in his life, death, and resurrection for our salvation, which translates us from children of wrath, of slaves to the negative, to evil, the imperfection, to children of God. So, Gemma is washing some stuff right there, so I will walk in here because I got a bad enough time with stuff. See if that is better. And yes, I just came in from outside in the mud, in the grub. We're gonna take a shower after. But so you'll just have to see all my friends. Why is it saying edit avatar? I don't want to edit. Okay, sorry about that. So anyhow, if anybody's around, I'll put the link out there because you can come on in and we can see your face, because I'm going to just see all these nice, happy faces of my Philippine friends at the church that Gemma attended when we got married, in which we right now help. So where are we? I'm going to get you guys the link. Put it out, and anybody that might want to come in can come in if I figure out how to do it. Just had a great day otherwise. Just love with life. And why not? What are you going to do otherwise? Especially when you've got hope and faith in the evidence of God Almighty. And let's see. Nobody's here right now. Surprise, surprise. Probably because it's so late in most places. So anyway, I'm just going to show you a few things, and somebody comes on. And so here at the Desginer Show, we want to just give evidence of nature, of different aspects of the universe, and discuss whether or not the best cause for the effect we see is an intelligent designer or unintelligence. Nothing. No. Hi, Robin. Oh my gosh. Mike called me like would have been 6. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll call when I wake up. That was like a week ago. Darn it. How are you, Robin? You can come on the show if you'd like, because let me just kind of just laid back tonight, because if you just got here, I have some I had some sprinkler part. There we go. Hello,
Dan.
where are you, small? There we go. So yeah, I had some sprinkler irrigation part problems, so it took me longer than I'd hoped. How was your day going?
Oh, it's been going all right. I guess yours been rough.
Well, just with that, it was actually great before early on. Had to roughest is just going behind somebody else's work, because I can slap myself if I do something boneheaded and then have to do something behind it and it doesn't work. But yeah, somebody just within I don't know how many months had repaired the sprinkler line. That's actually a main line before the sprinklers, and if you don't glue it properly, it doesn't stay. So I did all this work for it, and then noticed that the fitting that somebody else put on wasn't even glued. So
Right.
it started leaking, and then I had to kind of figure out how the heck I get that thing off. So it was kind of fun, but at the same time, I had my show and my friends.
That's why it's best to do things correct the first time, right?
Yeah, and it's one thing, it's because really a cool thing that the PVC pipes, any that you actually are melting the plastic. It's not really a glue; it's more of a weld, so it melts
Yeah,
the plastic.
PVC weld. Yeah, PVC weld. I used to actually. One of my exes is a plumber, so.
Okay, so then I'm talking to somebody probably more information than I got.
No, about all that, but I do understand a little bit about that.
So that if somebody just rubs some of the glue on, puts it together, it's not enough time to melt it, and so somebody else, and it'll hold on there with just the pressure of the ground, but it doesn't stay. And I had to expose all the pipe, so as soon as I turned the pressure back on, it was leaking.
Uh-huh.
That was messed up, and I had to tighten what it was. Somebody, and again, they had this 1.5 inch and a quarter main line, and they put it above the ground with the ball valve, and it's like, what? And it's going to be right in a pathway. So I had to lower it, so there wasn't much room to put in a coupling, cut both parts, put in a coupling and 2 couplings and drop it down. And so yeah, anyhow.
So you're just now getting started?
What's that?
Are you just now getting started?
I am just now, yep. Just got in. It's been like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. And
you got any good beaver videos?
I do not. I have one of my favorite guys is this Odd Danny. So I relate because kind of share a name, and he has this like video that's can't what's it called? You can't believe people aren't talking about it. And this guy to me is funny because he's got my sense of humor, but that might not be the best for other people. But anyway, here he is.
He looks bright-eyed anyway.
Yeah, he's excited about this.
Us with some of the coolest wildlife moments, sometimes even caught on camera. So I've taken it upon myself to go and search the internet for the most epic wildlife moments ever caught on camera. I'm going to be watching them and letting you know what's going on. Let's get into it. All right. Here we got a mouse fighting a scorpion, and that's not any scorpion. That's a bark scorpion, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the most venomous scorpion in the entire United States. But that's also no ordinary mouse. That is a werewolf mouse, probably the coolest mouse on planet Earth. It's a fully carnivorous hunting mouse, like this big. It's like a fun-sized predator, and they hunt things like scorpions and snakes. I mean, in what world does a mouse hunt a snake? But the coolest thing about it is the reason they get the name werewolf mouse is after they make a successful hunt over something like a centipede or a scorpion or a snake, they will literally howl to the moon like a werewolf.
Aww.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
I didn't see any ads last time. Can you imagine? That's a little mouse.
Tell me that is not the coolest thing you've ever seen. My favorite mouse on planet Earth. Sorry, Mickey. All right, so
we have Western scorpions over here, and they're not really badly venomous, but they're supposed to feel like a bad bee sting.
That snake it was killing was a coral snake, wasn't it?
It looked like one.
Yeah, and they're highly venomous too.
And it's like crazy. That's Jim, we were talking about moving, and we might still if there's a project for us over in Alabama with Steven and the gang. But yeah, I gotta just talk Jim. I had her going, and then I was like, yeah, there's alligators. She's like, okay, and 3 different types of venomous snakes. So
but you're right. Like, there's not that many alligators. Like, alligators don't just live in the like they kind of look like alligator places. Alligators are found in, like, they're just not like wandering around in dry land too much.
Yeah, but we'd be down and want to make ponds and stuff. So that would be a problem. Yeah, well, I don't care. I've never had alligator burger, and I heard it's good. But so
I mean, I've never I've never been to Alabama and saw alligators. I'm sure there are some, but like I'd say they're pretty far south. I know the Carolinas, like South Carolina and stuff, used to have some of them on golf courses and stuff like that.
Yep. Saw one. Actually, no, that was Florida, so that's farther.
Yeah, there's a lot of alligators in Florida. A lot, and crocodiles too. They have crocodiles too.
Yeah, I just anything that
and anacondas
can hunt me down. There's something saying that there's coyotes.
There's coyotes in Alabama now. Actually, the biggest thing I've ever seen in Alabama would be rats. Because I used to take corn to a grain bin thing down there, and like I've seen the biggest rats you've ever seen in your life down there.
Really?
Yeah, bigger than my dog.
Yeah, wow! Here in Northern California, we had because we're on the closest coast from Asia, when we've had influx of refugees, and my friend, a sheriff's deputy, he said he'd pull somebody over up in the woods, usually from that area, because they don't know, and they get the fish and game, because they don't need to have suspicion or anything. They could stop you anytime, search your car.
Yeah, they have as much variety as any kind of federal agent. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would think even a federal agent should have to, have
game wardens have got like more, like in Kentucky, they have really actually more authority than like any other law officer, even the state troopers.
Yes, California too, and so, but they find all these snakes and animals that our cuisine in Asia, and here, they're like hoping they don't have, the hawks and more the protected animals, but it's yeah. So I think, man, we need more people from other countries down there, and we wouldn't have to worry about a lot of those deadly snakes and alligators and stuff. At least the big ones. Yeah.
Well, everything has got to be like the ecosystem is well balanced. I think that the anacondas are an invasive species because a lot of them were like some people turned those loose.
Yeah, and I don't even think, from what I've heard, because I watched some of those snake hunters, and they don't have any big snakes native to Florida.
These are an invasive species because there was a hurricane too a few years back where like it got like a place where they collected like snakes and stuff like got destroyed and a bunch of animals got out, and so those animals had just pretty much like been taking over the whole Everglades. Like they're just like they killed off like most of the like small mammal species and bird species and everything that was in there. They even they found whole alligators in one of them big snakes before.
That is so crazy.
But now, like the other day, I watched this that they got like those, those like field cameras or whatever. They had a field camera and they videoed a indigenous rattlesnake, copperhead, an indigenous copperhead from Florida, and it swallows one of them snakes, them big snakes. Like that, the snake that it swallows is as big as it is. And it swallows it.
Snakes are just crazy.
Yeah, those great big old snakes have just killed off everything down there. They try doing everything in the world to kill them, and like they have you can go hunt them and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I had a friend I saw, and whether true or not, it was internet, so it must be. They have bounties in some areas that these guys are going hunting the snakes.
Yes, because they're an invasive species. I mean, they're wiping out the whole ecosystem because they don't have a predator. I saw where like for a long time they were killing off. Okay, then they noticed their numbers had been going down though, and there's two things about that. The otters have learned to steal the snake eggs from the nest. And so they're actually as soon as the snake is laying the eggs, they're stealing the eggs from the nest and eating the eggs.
Omelet time.
And the coyotes have learned that there is like a blind spot. Like after that big snake eats, it has a blind spot. It's like in its peripheral vision. And if the coyotes sneak up right in that certain spot, they can sneak right up on that snake and kill it. And they're doing that. They're learning that. But
that's what I'd seen on. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw a little bit of it, but it's just insane. Because with especially the big snakes, there's crazy. I had a friend from Uganda and living with us for a while till he got settled. And he was telling about his cousin walking through just the from his place to, I guess, the aunt's house or grandmother's to get some milk. I'm just basic. Goes over this creek with a bridge, and this sucker just coils around him.
Mm-hmm.
He had the thought in hand that he had they carry around their machetes to make their paths sometime, and their machete or some kind of knife, and he just held it up to the snake when it's trying to coil him, not even trying to cut him because it kind of couldn't. He couldn't move because it was getting around him. And as soon as it did start to coil and go against the knife, that it just uncoiled again and just took off, just in lightning speed. And they did find it. It was 22 or 32 feet. And my friend,
it would take you out a man easy.
Oh, and it was so funny because my friend is from one of the tribes. They're like really thin and tall. So yeah, it would have been a nice little morsel. But he was so funny because he goes, I'd be so scared. I'd be dead. I'd just be dead.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. I mean, that's so scary. But yeah, that one of them snakes right there would take. I mean, like they found entire alligators in them things. I mean, like they can swallow an entire alligator, the whole alligator.
It's just because it's gotta get it so quick that because as soon as the alligator opens its mouth, it's not gonna work. You're gonna be if you try to bite the alligator, even a little one, if it opens its mouth by the time as you're biting it, you're gonna have half.
Well, they don't bite them though. They don't bite those snakes. Don't bite them. Those snakes swallow them. Oh, they don't bite them. They don't chew them.
No,
they wrap them. They're so strong, and they just get their coils around something so quick.
So they snuff it out first and then swallow it.
I mean, like you just can't move. You know what I mean? Like they can't move.
Yeah, man. No, and the other one, my friend said it was when he was a boy. They'd young kids, they'd be in the fields, like the cornfields, because they got so many monkeys, and so the monkey would just come through and just a bunch of monkeys. What's a group of monkeys? Anyway,
a troop.
A troop. I think that's it. That sounds right. But anyway, a troop of or whatever monkeys come through and devastate like cornfield or a banana. What if they're in orchards or crop? So they'd have kids out there with just things to beat, that make noise. And he said he's out there in a banana place, and the neighbor's dog that was he was helping out. The dog was with him, and he heard the dog just like squeal, and it was a black mamba.
Oh yeah.
And it's like and he said within whatever time limit the dog was done. The farmer and whoever has helped, they got the snake, but it's like, man.
Yeah, I watched it right before I came on here and was looking through there. I was watching a short or like thing with there was a black mamba and it had an eagle wrapped up in its like things, and then there was two female lions that were trying to steal the eagle from the mamba. And of course, come to find out the eagle. So anyway, it eventually worked out to where the lions had messed with the mamba trying to steal the eagle so quick that the eagle got loose and the eagle took off and flew off. It was alive the whole time.
Oh wow,
that was pretty cool. Actually, I was like, yes, I'm so glad the eagle got loose.
No, I think there is one of the here, let me do the next one of these because there's one of this guy's animals is one of the eagles.
But we are going into the ocean. Yeah, we got an octopus and an eel. He got away. Talk about the escape of a century. We need to watch that again. All right, so the octopus comes out. That is a mimic octopus. And it's the heist of the century. So mimic octopuses are known for being the master of disguise, like #1 on planet Earth when it comes to disguise. They have a camouflage that they can change their color, their texture, their shape, which makes them the ultimate escape artist. I mean, moments like this, they could literally change color, change their shape, completely make themselves invisible.
I like octopuses. Hello?
Wes.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so and it was just in one of the little tide pools, this little teeny, like 3 or 4 inch octopus was swimming around. It was the cutest little thing. And the mimic one that I've seen before is just like over the top for just craziness like that. And then with the because I don't think it's poisonous, but it'll imitate the poisonous sea snake. But it's just wow, nature is just awesome. Now you're in the South. I think this said this was from the South. Have you ever seen one of these guys? It's a caterpillar.
What do we got here? That is, oh, I know what that is. That is not something you want to see. That is a caterpillar known as the puss caterpillar, or the asp caterpillar, as a lot of people will call it. They're found all throughout southern United States, mostly around Texas and Florida. And the first thing you'll notice about them is their awesome haircut. They have this luscious red looking hair. They stand out from a mile away for it. However, underneath all of that beautiful hair are venomous spines that run all the way across its body. And every single one of these venomous spines has their own venom gland. So the more spines you touch, the more venom you get pumped with. If you grab one or step on one, you are in for a really bad day. And it's said
I've never seen one of them, no.
Yeah, it looks like something if I was to run a pot, I'm in Texas or wherever they are, and it's like, oh my gosh, look at that thing. And first thing I'll be like,
don't touch stuff until you know what it is. Don't touch it.
I'm not that bright yet. Yes, not that bright, but that is the coolest little thing.
To have one of the most painful stings in the entire animal kingdom. One person described it as feeling like lava coursing through your veins. Other people have said that it's far more painful than that of a bullet ant. The ant that's said to have the most painful sting on planet Earth. Regardless, if you're going to take anything from this message, let it be that that walking mustache will tear you up. Here
comes the eagle. That is incredible, because I did get stung by one of whatever they do, the fire ants, when I was down at DAL. The one time I was there, and because I've heard about it before, but now it's like, okay, that's off my bucket list. I don't really need to. Actually, no pain is on my bucket list, but if I had a bucket list and pain was on it, that was intense. And can't imagine that little caterpillar has 100 or whatever of those spines individually dosed with the venom. Crazy. But here's an interesting eagle.
That's a cool looking eagle.
We got the bearded vulture.
Oh, it's a vulture. Sorry.
Also known as the bone eater for, obvious reasons. These birds are basically magic. Well, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Up to 85% of this bird's diet is literally just bones of any size. Clearly. And they usually find bones by just following around predators. And after a predator makes a kill, they just clean up the mess afterwards. However, when they can't find bones, these birds are also known to do something kind of sadistic. They've been documented going and finding animals that are chilling out on a really high cliff. And then the bearded vulture, what it does is it will come out of nowhere and jump scare the animal, making the animal fall off the cliff and perish, so that they can have bones. I can't tell if that's evil or genius. Okay.
Man,
that's not evil. Like, animals don't have evil.
No. And he's I think he's an evolutionist, but he just has his sense of humor.
Okay.
That's
pretty cool. That's pretty cool though. They're scavengers and they clean up stuff.
But then the jump that, if it is documented, they'll actually scare things. Do you know what penguin? Like, if you have a bunch of penguins and like they're standing on a cliff and they wonder if there's orcas in the water, they will push one of the random penguins into the water to see if there's a predator down there. If there's like sea lions, and seals that eat penguins too. And so, like, they will knock one penguin off of the cliff to see if they'll walk up and push one of them off. The other ones will. Yeah. That is a mafia.
Yeah, that's shit. I'm like, you may give it. Don't be standing over by the cliff, mate.
I was like, Mama told you not to get too close to the edge.
Your buddy will push you off the edge. Yeah, they do that. See if there's like.
This is absolutely.
There's predators down there. They'll check to see if there's predators.
Yeah, no, again, it's just like nature's so incredible. Now this one is just straightway, humanly speaking, just nasty mean.
Absolutely incredible. That is an eagle carrying an entire goat. What? That was a golden eagle, and they're considered by many to be the most dominant eagle on planet Earth, for obvious reasons. They have a 7.5-foot wingspan, which is basically Yao Ming sideways. They also have telescopic vision, like a telescope. It's said that they can spot a mouse on the ground from 2 miles away. Sometimes I lose my phone when it's 2 feet away. And once they spot their prey, they can dive bomb at speeds of near 200 miles an hour, and they just smash, like literally crush their prey on impact. It's either that or they're gonna test your fall damage, and most don't pass that test. These guys.
So, yes, the golden eagle is that is like the sacred animal of the Cherokee Indian, the Cherokee tribe.
Oh,
the golden eagle. The only eagle I think that's bigger, because everybody thinks our eagle that the United States has. Everybody thinks the bald eagle is the baddest eagle, but like that golden eagle is really bad. The only eagle that's bigger, I think, than the golden eagle might be the sea eagle. The sea eagle is really cool. Like the sea eagle can actually go in the underwater all the way down under the water and come up out of the water and take off with a fish and stuff in its mouth.
Wow. Oh, I'll have to check that one out, because there was another one. I don't know if it was bigger or just like just scarier, whatever. I mean, how it does its thing. But it's up there. I think that one was in Africa. A lot of the big stuff is from Africa.
We have bald eagles in Kentucky now. They've migrated here.
I saw my first one because we're there's a bunch nesting maybe 50 miles north in the next counties up, and now they're coming down too.
Yeah, the California, like the cattlemen and stuff out in California, they hate them because they actually, after like a cow has a calf, those bald eagles will come down and peck the eyes out of the calves.
Yeah, then and I heard that's up in wherever they're up like Idaho. It's at Idaho, Colorado, Montana.
Yeah, but I remember there's some ranchers up like in Northern California too, like
yeah,
they hate the bald eagle.
It was so cool because I was watching this red-tailed hawk, and he was just like, he was booking it, and right behind it was this bald eagle. And red-tail here is our biggest hawk, and it looked like a sparrow compared to a red-tail. It was just
the eagles will hunt the hawks.
Oh, he was right on his tail.
Well, a lot of times the hawks will actually they will steal the eagle eggs. Like they will try to catch the eagle. And so that's where a lot of the times they get in trouble with the eagles, is they go in and try to steal the eagle's eggs.
Yeah, don't mess with.
There's a video somewhere on YouTube of an eagle and a hawk like battling in air. They're flying and they're like fighting in the air with each other. It's really pretty cool.
It's especially in the air, their aerobatics. One time the coolest was there was a few crows flying by, and one of them had some food, and another one was trying to get it, and just as the one pursuing was right there, the one with the food, and it would turn upside down and fly a little bit upside down, and then rotate back over. It's just And then too, I just heard lately, I'm going to test this because there are some crows around, and if you feed them, they'll remember you, and you diss them, they'll also remember you.
Yes.
And can you imagine?
Yeah, you don't want. Yeah, crows are very smart. Crows are like all of the animals that are in the crow family, which is like ravens and things like that. They are the smartest birds out of all the birds.
Ravens are awesome, and I loved them until I saw them going after some baby wood ducks, and I was like, man.
Yeah. They're the smartest birds. Like there's crows. There's some crows that will actually take nuts that they cannot break with their beak and stuff, and they will take it and they will drop these nuts out in the middle of like an intersection of cars. And there's a video on YouTube too, this of where the crow is standing on the side of the road, all right, and the light turns green, like or red, like to stop the traffic, and he runs out and he puts his nut out there, and then he goes back, and when the cars run over the nut and busts the nut open, and then when the light turns red again, he waits till the light turns red, and he goes out there and gets the contents of that nut out of the street.
It is crazy, and we have those here because we have a native walnut that's there's this round little like half golf ball. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you know, there's not much nut in it, and then nice taste. I really like the taste compared to the English, but you have to really crack it with a hammer.
Work.
They'll do the same thing, man. They'll just bottom it onto the.
Yeah, some of them things make you work for your food.
Oh, I just talked to a customer a couple weeks ago, within the last couple of weeks, and she said she had to make sure her car was inside the garage because, you know, sometimes they're not the best shot, or maybe they are the best shot, and they'll drop the walnuts on the cars. Not that I think it would hurt it at all, but that is hysterical. But this one, you've probably seen this one. I've seen this next one.
Guys have been seeing a lot of fame come around their name lately, and that is the bombardier beetle, also known as the walking chemistry lab. Basically, these guys have two chambers inside their body. One holds hydrogen peroxide, the other holds hydroquinone. And then they have a third chamber where these chemicals mix together and basically create a boiling acid that sits at about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. As Paris Hilton would say, that's hot. And then they could take their tail and aim it directly at their target and begin to spray this boiling chemical, which is exactly what happened to those ants. They're going to be fried, crispy. It's over for them. So this one here is a snake flying through the air, as you can see. And now I wish I could tell you that it's just the camera angle. Flying snakes don't exist. They exist. In different parts of Asia, there are literally flying snakes. And basically what they do is they're able to concave their body to a more flat shape, like a piece of paper.
Oh, wow. So
yeah, it's not really flying. It's like what do you call it?
Gliding, yeah. I'll go a little bit farther because you'll enjoy his commentary, I think.
Then they get to a really high point, like on a hill or at the top of a tree, and they literally just jump off. And the wind, because of their new aerodynamic body, will carry them for very far distances, sometimes up to 400 yards. This is 400 yards. That's flying. A lot of people say gliding. They could glide, but that's flying to me. And
it's not really, but it's not really flying because they don't have anything to actually propel them. They're catching lift.
Yeah, no, but I enjoy him because he's
that is scary though. That's scary.
Whatever Dan here, he's got that sense of humor that I like. That he's not being up on the science or stuff. He's just showing cool things and like that. He goes and it's flying, and some people say it's gliding, but to me that's flying. It's like
I mean it's catching lift, but like I think you have to. I would say that you have to have some sort of propulsion to fly, either wings or
is something that is gonna, like an airplane can, and compared to a glider, glider just like takes the gravity and tries to.
Gliding. You if you know how to catch like drift, like like the lift there, like that's part of. Like a lot of, you see like birds that are up there making circles around, and circling around and stuff.
and
Most
not
of the time they catch lift that will
Yeah.
take them like that.
so. But I find this guy funny. So
They are venomous, very mildly venomous, and I doubt it's going to actually do any damage to you, but I don't care. Venom shouldn't be above my head. So this is an incredible clip that somebody caught within the Amazon region, and what you're looking at is a whole bunch of electric eels. Like, I'm sure that many electric eels can power a small town. That's a lot of electricity. But the most incredible thing about this is scientists realize that this is an entirely new species of electric eel. It's called the voltized electric eel. And basically, they have the most powerful electric shock of any creature on Earth, up to 860 volts. To put that into perspective, that's about 5 times more powerful than if you were to put your finger in a light socket. It's a lot of voltage, okay?
that, oh my gosh, that's
And that guy's walking around barefooted.
barefoot. And he put his hand in the water. Let's see. Maybe that's the way they perm their hair or something. It's like, I think I've seen now, maybe not this particular one, but one that had multiple eels attacking, where usually they're solitary hunters, but it's, or defenders. I mean, a lot of times they're just defending themselves. But
Ugh.
I don't even like, the hot
They
wire.
say this is the Amazon.
Yeah,
I don't want anywhere near the Amazon.
Another reason, another reason not to be there.
Yeah, like way too much stuff at the Amazon that I don't care nothing about knowing it.
It's bad enough. I have one friend, because he's like, he says he doesn't mind this stuff. He goes, I'm not going anywhere with cockroaches, because he was raised in a kind of a bad neighborhood, so he's petrified of cockroaches. And it's like, give me a cockroach, man. They're nothing compared to something that can swallow you or do the roll dive, like an alligator that.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, give me
so
the
much
cockroach.
worse things than crocodiles. I mean, cockroaches.
Yeah. So
I have like a breed of roaches that I raise but they're nothing like cockroaches. They're
the dubious.
Yeah, the dubious. Yeah.
Oh man, I had some. I think my sister. That was when I was taking care of my mom.
They're the they're the divas of the roach family.
Oh, they're cool, so cool. But I think my sister, because I had them when I was taking care of my mom, and I think she threw them away. But it's like
the dubious, if one of them gets loose, wants to get away out of the thing, they would die. They can't survive. Like they don't. They don't. They can't.
Asia or wherever they're from. But yeah, they were cool, man. They just.
I feed them to I have a gecko, and we have the gecko. That's all she eats is the dubia roaches, and then I have a bearded dragon, and she likes the dubia roaches as a treat, but she eats lettuce and stuff too. So.
Yeah, my ex-wife had it's kind of a yellow, really cool light yellow lizardy thing. Maybe it was a gecko. Are they coming yellow?
Leopard gecko. The leopard gecko is sort of a tannish yellow color. Mine is. They got like a real long tail on them. It's real kind of funny looking. Mine is.
Sounds like, but if the one she had, said that if they got too big, they would choke on it, and so.
Yeah. I have to feed mine pretty small roaches. The bearded dragon can eat the big roaches.
Oh, so you need the two. So yeah, she'd give me the big ones, and I was raising them. Totally cool. I didn't have anything.
The males have wings. Like when you like the great big males, the breeding males have wings. They can't fly, but they have wings, and the females have like real shiny looking, like almost chrome looking, like colors on their, like it's red or blue and stuff, but it's real shiny looking stuff on their back. Yeah,
it's been a couple of years, so that's right. It's the males, but yeah, I hated to give them because a couple of times because that was kind of the thing. It's like, yeah, I'll raise them for you, because I'd have some other friends that have
They're expensive to buy for
oh
like
my
the feet,
gosh, and they're nothing to raise unless somebody throws them out on you. But yeah, family stuff. So yeah, man, Amazon, because they have.
But what makes it even worse is scientists realize something. This is also the only electric eel known to hunt in packs. Electricity in packs. That's like getting jumped by a thunderstorm. And just like that, you have now learned about some of the coolest wildlife moments ever caught on camera.
Yeah, so I really enjoy them. Again, oh, where'd he go? Give him a little. Oh, I know. Minimize it so I can. Odd Danny, I think he's called, for anybody that likes that sense of humor, and it's just a lighthearted, but just some of the amazing things. And I have looked up, other sources for what he's doing. I haven't found one yet that he has fabricated.
No, yeah.
But sometimes now you can get those, this even before, when they'd have like a big snake as big as a house type of thing. It's like, oh, look what they got in Asia or wherever in the Amazon. It's like, no, come on, guys. There's enough scary stuff.
Yeah, there's enough cool stuff in nature. There's no reason to make it up.
There we go. Let's see.
You know it.
Yeah, so I just so we probably do about the same thing, man. Nature videos, because the again, it's just evidence of biology and those kind of things, and it's like I've always loved nature. Kind of my escape, probably. I just go out, get away from my older brother. Just go hang out. Spend a lot of times in my my grandmother had 30 acres. A creek went through it, out in the redwoods. No venomous creatures, and just hang out in the creeks. That was fun. Let's see what else we got. But that's all.
I see. Is Krista here?
She was. Let's see. Krista, you still here? Yeah, they've been doing some cool shows together. It's so much fun seeing them together. What do they call it? Couples something. And they've been going through the book of Romans. I don't know if they're still going through that, because I'm still back on chapter 1. Yeah, I think they're still chapter by chapter. But yeah, they're funny together.
Where's Claude? Claude's not here tonight?
Well, I think.
Or is he banned?
No, I haven't. He can come on the show.
No, okay. I didn't figure you had him banned.
Yeah, he might be banned in the comments, but he can come on the show. So, and like I said, when was it? It might have been last week that Mike called me. I got this phone call at 3 a.m. and or text, whatever it was, and looked at it, and it was, he must be East Coast. It was probably 6 o'clock a.m. his time.
Yes, and he's a real early bird person too. He gets up real early.
That might not be a bad time to hit him, because I'm up early too, and it'd be fun to have a chat.
Yeah, he's called me. He's called me pretty early in the morning too. I was like, he's on the same time I am, but I'm like, I don't usually get up this early.
Yeah, and you're not having to drive to the milk.
You're like 2 hours behind us.
2 hours behind. Wow, that was really early then. That's Actually, I did do a. I wonder where it is. I did a video on my on the pipe parts, or the thing I did today, but I'll probably look at that another time. But yeah, just the as you know, I probably have hundreds, because I'll do one, I'll save it. It's like, oh, I should do this one on the show, and then I always just look up when I turn on the YouTube, and of course, since I do so many of them, they pop in automatically, and this laptop, it's different, different than the phone. So it's like, okay, what am I gonna do here? And I gotta watch some of your shows. I
haven't been doing any shows, Dan.
I thought you did some.
I mean, I did there for a while, but I haven't done a show in a while.
Okay.
I've been like going on Paint Burn, and he's been doing shows at like every evening. I've been like being on that, and I do have a debate coming up between Jill and Objective Ethics on biblical slavery on the 29th. I think it is 29th.
Now, who is he?
Jill, Jesus is Lord, rebuke and reprove, or whatever.
Oh, no, not.
Jill is a Calvinist.
Oh, I think, yeah, he's. Yeah, I as you noticed, I haven't been on lately. Summertime.
Yeah, he comes on Maud's channel every now and then. He don't usually come on stage, but he'll be in the chat like sometimes. He was on like that last debate that I had. Him and the same two guys that debated on my channel last time are doing this one. So.
Oh, here goes.
I'm just gonna moderate. Is all I'm doing.
Oh, keep them honest.
But
I was telling you about the I'm in trouble today with the pipe parts. So I did a little video, and actually it's here already. I'll show you my troubles today, if I can find it. Okay, I'm in trouble. Oh, maybe it's got to go. Okay, here we go. Still not used to this. What are we doing? Restream.
This is what I have. Restream.
Yeah, it's really good. It's just each one. I think it's like the third one, and my muscle memory, I just get to it, and then it's like not.
This one is like I think it's it was a lot cheaper. It was like half as much as the other one.
Yeah, and then the StreamYard, and then we had the Eve Max or whatever, which it had some good stuff to it, but actually Stephen was saying it had so many bells and whistles is why people were having trouble getting on it. But what do we got? Maximize this. This is my little pipe part. There we go. Troubles today.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe it? Okay, so we lowered this. This guy is our main shutoff for this whole property pretty well, half of it. And it was above ground, and there's going to be a path coming from the greenhouse. Oh, where we are. Yeah, that door over there. Over here. We don't want this out. So, out of the ground. So, you see, section. So, yeah, you can see that, and wind or whatever, and I was kind of down in the hole. But you'll see.
See, do y'all not? Do y'all have does the water? Does it ever freeze there?
It does, but not that bad. So
Okay.
yeah, so we don't have to do the whole foot deep. I mean, the main lines are to be a foot deep, but we don't have to worry about like this. I think he was worried that somebody could not see this again, because it's the main shut off if something breaks or something, and so we put it above ground. But that's why you have to have somebody know the property and then put a sprinkler box, because and actually this every about 20 years we get a real deep freeze, and even south it's like now it's last time it's easy because the weather is predicting protect stuff, it's going to go down to 18 or 25 or whatever, and so that helps. But yeah, it's only once in a while, so it's not like every winter you have to worry about it. But here's the problem. We're going to put in some valves. Yeah, and then I'm adding valves, so that's why actually I put that T in there when I lowered it. But you can see right there where that connection that's off, that was their elbow gluing. And you really have to put that glue on for like a half a second on each of the sides of the fitting, inside and then out on the pipe, and so it'll melt the PVC. It was a foggy day, so I wasn't panicked. Sometimes if it's 100-degree day, you don't need it that long, but
don't you have to? Don't the cleaner? Do you have to use the cleaner first?
The primer, and that is actually a new pipe. You don't really need it.
Okay, that's for old pipe. Okay.
Yeah, here you want to clean it off, and it gives a faster weld melting. Yeah. And so start the melting process, and then putting the glue on and letting it sit there. Actually, let it sit there for a bit. I'll just kind of keep on applying with the applicator, sorry, and I just attached it to here. I didn't have to deal with this pipe. This is suspect. Yeah, and they're using some of these pipes have been on the ground for since like the 60s. This is probably like 80s or 90s pipe, and so that gray one is not the thick gray one; it's a thin.
Is it that's CPVC, isn't it, or whatever? Or
I don't use it.
Like one of them is CPVC and one is PVC or something. Okay, one of them's a lot cheaper than the other one. So
you better the gray one, like the one fitting the little ball valve. That's a Schedule 80 nipple, and I think that is that stuff too. Yeah. So old pipe. Usually I just go with the old PVC.
See, like here in Kentucky, we're better off to use like PEX.
And which type is that?
PEX like you can freeze it can expand. If it freezes, it don't bust. Like
that's the softer stuff then.
Yeah, the red and blue.
Like so that's the new one for houses and stuff.
Yes, but like you could like for outside water lines and stuff like that. It can freeze and it expands, and so if it freezes, it don't bust the pipes like what happens to PVC.
Oh, cool! Yeah, so I've seen it coming in for construction, indoor construction stuff, but here where it doesn't freeze, the PVC is tougher, and than that. And so a lot of people that I guess it's long enough now. A lot of guys resisted and kept the copper for inside the houses because they didn't trust the stability. But even copper once in a while will.
PEX is the best. Like inside, like you should use PEX. Everybody should use PEX. The only thing that's wrong, PEX was like the fittings are pretty expensive for it, but like, it's just so much. Like everybody I know around here, like all of my dairy barns and everything, they replaced all of their water lines with PEX.
Oh, cool.
Because it can freeze, you know what I mean, and it doesn't. If it freezes, it just freezes. It doesn't bust anything.
Yeah, I think
The fittings are all like brass, so like they're not, they don't bust either. The fittings don't.
Yeah, so we're getting this here nowadays. I have not. I'll have to. Interesting. 'Cause we don't use it in the landscape.
No, it's mostly for like you said, inside and stuff. But like I used it like to run water over to my little house because I didn't want it to freeze.
Yeah, well, that's definitely because there's so much, especially usually it's here it's January, February after Christmas, so nobody has much money, and the pipes freeze, and sprinklers, so it's not like now Kentucky you have to winterize every year, or is it?
Well, like especially like mobile homes or something, a lot of times their water lines they'll have like they don't have a lot of insulation underneath them.
Yeah.
And if they have like if they got the underpinning, a lot of times, but if the underpinning is like missing or something, or it gets really cold, they'll freeze. But that PEX is just like that takes that worry out of everything. Like last year, my house out there, my toilet and stuff sets out on the outer wall, and there was a hole there where like the air conditioning, like all that stuff went in there, the HVAC, and stuff, and so there was a gap there where there was a lot of cold air right there, and it froze like the water coming in my toilet.
Oh.
And so like I had to. So anyway, I had to get a piece of insulation and stick in that hole because it was like, but it was right there on the outer wall of the house. So
and that was it. And just now, do you have a basement or?
I have a basement under part of the house, but not that part. That part has like downstairs in my basement. There are the crawl space openings that go up out of that are in the basement room there, that go up under where the bathroom and the kitchen and stuff. The bathroom, this house, the bathroom and kitchen and everything were added on later, so they're like sort of addition parts. This house was probably built before they put bathrooms in houses.
Oh my gosh! See that's something.
My downstairs in my basement, there's actually an old shower down there though, because this house used to burn coal, and it had a coal stove in one part, and it has like a flap on the outside of the house where you shoveled the coal in, and so I'm guessing that the people put a shower down there. And it works still, but it's a really old shower, and I guess it's to wash the coal off before they came upstairs.
That is what history, because here, like my mom back in the day, she was born in 22, and so their property, and they were kind of poor. They had the outhouses and inside plumbing.
I remember when my grandma put indoor plumbing in her house.
Yeah, but there's not as many of those. But I think the population was lower out here at the time, and a lot of those houses, well, like their house isn't around anymore, so you don't find those cool houses. My brother did own one that was family friends. That was made in 1800, but that's kind of rare out here. Where back east, that's like almost new construction.
Yeah. Yeah, my grandma, I remember when they put bathroom and stuff in her. Like when I was a kid, until they did that, they had a well. They didn't have like county water or nothing where they lived. And they had a well out there. And on top of the well, there was like this thing that you like cranked to get water out, you know?
Yeah.
And she had something run from that well into her kitchen and had like a big wash sink and had one of those hand crank things to where she could get water in that sink there. But and then they had an outhouse and they had like we always call a pea pot, which sort of looked like a commode, but it had a little pail in it, you know, that you had to take outside or whatever. And I remember when I was probably about 9 or 10. My grandma paid and had because that's when they got county water out there. She paid and had men come put a bathroom in her house, and they ran like water into the kitchen sink and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my grandpa the whole time raised Cain about it. He didn't want it. He was telling them workers, "You're not putting this bathroom in here." And of course, then after the bathroom got done, he stayed in that room like all the time. It was his favorite room in the house. I never did know why he ran it against it so bad.
No, it's just change.
I know people hate change. Just like, but I was like, look, Papa, think of all the fits you threw, and you just love this room.
You probably became his least favorite granddaughter, causing him trouble.
No, he didn't. I don't know. He called us. I was like grown before I ever knew he knew my name. He called all the boys Hoss and all the girls Sis.
That is funny.
So I never knew he even knew my name, the Sis. But after I got grown, he would talk. When I had my first daughter, I would come over there to see him, and he would want me to bring her back there where he was at in his room. He would say, "Robin, bring that baby back here."
That is great. Because, you know, it's especially was he otherwise cantankerous?
Oh, he was very cantankerous. Yes, I had 2 grandfathers. Like my other grandfather, I was like the most favorite child that ever lived. You know what I mean? Like he worshipped the ground I walked on. But that grandpa right there was he was very cantankerous. Yes.
But it just shows, though, that, you know, when you had a baby and he was getting on in age, and
he was always good to me. He just, you know, he was just kind of I don't know. He had a lot of issues, I think, but
yeah, it was nice that he remembered your name when it was important.
Yeah, he quit calling me Sis after I got grown.
Yeah, just the and again, you know, it's for, you know, and as you probably know, would imagine, I like to talk to people, get their stories, kind of the history, and yeah, there's some pretty nasty stuff that people have gone through, and so, you know, nothing's perfect, of course, but if, you know, my brother, who was my vein of my existence, who just delighted to torment me, and just like a brother. I mean, it's not, you know, nothing vile. Just always wanted to dominate. Probably because I was, you know, a happy little kid, and so I was mom's favorite. So that probably was the.
Yeah, I mean, like I never had a brother, and I was the oldest kid, so like I didn't have no way to pick on me like that. I had some boy cousins who tried to be like that, but they weren't. One of them was the same age as me, and the other ones were younger than me. So, he wasn't too much of a threat to me. I mean, like we fought a lot, but he wasn't old enough to really bully me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, because it's more like friend banter.
He shot me one time in the leg, like point blank, with a BB gun, like one of those those ones that you air up or whatever, like 10 cranks, whatever it is.
Pump it up.
And he held it right to my leg and shot me in the leg with a BB gun. And my mama whooped him so bad for that.
As she should have. I mean, that's like.
She said, "Why did you do that?" And he said, "I wanted to see it as hurt." And she said, "Oh, it's going to hurt all right." Remember, that's what she told him.
It's going to hurt you.
Of course, I might have cried a lot more than it hurt, just so I could get him an extra whooping or two. But
no, that was just the opposite with my dad. I would, like, as soon as, and it was always funny. He was just like laid back, whatever. Didn't get upset too much. And the only time we got spanked was he'd come in the door, and it could have been 8 o'clock in the morning, something we did that mom would be like, Chuck, get that, get your belt, get those boys. I'd start screaming. As soon as mom would say that, I'd start screaming. So he didn't, he pretty well knew I was already suffering, because it wasn't a fake cry. It was like, it's, yeah, I was.
Yeah, my mama, she would whoop us with a switch sometimes, but I didn't get very many of them. She would like use a switch on you. That's about all she ever did, and like swipe your legs with it. But you had to be pretty bad. But the boys got more than I did anyway.
And it's probably, girls are, and they're just different. I mean, with and not always and everything, but yeah, I remember the girls. They would they'd be defiant or whatever, and they'd do something that definitely. But the guys, man, to me, it's we're more boneheaded. It seems like girls are smarter, more sophisticated in their disobedience.
Or at least we're smart enough not to do. Like my grandma, she had a cellar, okay, and it had like a tin roof on it, and like she did not like Timmy would get up there and slide on it.
Oh.
And like we were told not to do that, you know what I mean? And like he would do it just all the time, you know what I mean? And like she would catch him constantly. Like I was smart enough. If I was gonna do it, I was gonna make sure I wasn't gonna get caught by doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and he was just dumb like that. He would just do stuff, but then like it would make me mad because like Mama was like also one of them people that if she caught all y'all doing stuff, she would just whoop all of you. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like unless you were just completely not involved at all, and she could tell, she would just like make sure she whooped all of you so she got the right one. She wasn't gonna argue about who was doing what. So like he got us in trouble a lot of times, like both of us, just because stuff he was doing that I was going, don't do that. We're gonna get in trouble.
You tried.
Yeah.
And I know that, because a lot of times, other kids will egg them on or not do that, not say, hey, don't do that. Because that's, why that's done. You want the kids to kind of police themselves. But yeah, guys are just,
But I didn't get a lot of whippings. My grandma, she used switch on you sometimes, and my mom and dad, they weren't. I remember getting a fly swat one time, a whipping with a fly swat one time when I was pretty small on my legs. I don't think my dad ever gave me a whipping.
Yeah, that's funny because that's my Gemma. Her mom would do the discipline. When in my house, it was dad would do the discipline mostly, unless mom was just like, if we did something so stupid that she was just got mad at us. But then it wasn't much because I don't think because I think a lot of times it's with you parents, you'll go either more extreme or totally against what they did. So I think she got mainly yelled at, but she did say that she got we have the bay tree out here that's kind of like a eucalyptus. It has kind of some oil to it, and so I guess she got whipped by one of those things. I think her mom made her go get it.
Yes, you had to pick your own switch. Yes.
And it better been a good one, because I'm sure.
Yeah, you didn't want to get one that broke, because then they'd go get another one.
And I'd make sure. Yeah. I used to, the little balloon. I don't know. There's a little plastic. It looked like a half straw, and the balloon would be attached to it. And I ruined my daughters for balloons, because my oldest, she goes, "We'd get a balloon, and then we'd hide the stick."
Mm-hmm.
But it was I was even, no matter when it was, even though if I tested on my arm first, because luckily I never got mad and disciplined. I think that's such a bad thing, but I would hit my arm first to make sure. I want them to remember it, but I don't want it to be a physical mark or something that it yeah. So it I used to and Philip he's smarter though. I think I haven't given him a spanking since he was probably 7, 8. He finally told me. Actually, one time he told me, because I started getting it because the kids and their devices, and so it's like, okay, I'm taking your tablet away. And I go, I must not have been spanking hard enough. He goes, can you just give me a spanking?
Yeah. Well, Dan, you don't seem like a real stern dad, so yeah.
And I think, although you talk to my daughters, I think I have that look inherited. That's what my dad mainly was. Like, give you the look, like
Yeah.
disappointment, or and again, so many times you could just, for me, I could tell, because he wasn't ever mad. The only time one time he got mad at me because I was teasing my sister, the younger sister, and that was his pet. And so I don't know what I did, but she just I don't remember what I did, but dad started chasing me. He must have been like 40s down this hill. We lived on a pretty steep driveway, a couple 100 feet, and then the road was at an angle, so I went down the hill, then up the road, and then down this other orchard. And finally it's like, man, so I would have been 6th grade, something like that. And he outrun me, man. A stubborn old guy.
Yeah.
Figured he would have given up. Because
his legs are a lot longer. And, yeah.
Well, we were about the same. He was only 5'2".
Oh, okay.
But the thing is it was more that stubborn type thing, because I had to come home sooner or later.
That's true. I know where you live. That's fine.
That's
what my mom would have said. I know where you live.
He didn't even do anything, but yeah, he was 5'2". He had a brother that was probably 10, 15 years younger, and 6'2". And his one time he said he was getting kind of, I think 16, 18, somewhere in there, and his brother was all this athletic stuff, and he was starting to rooster up. And my dad was like, he goes, did something. I had to, so the younger brother started running, and of course he's going to run faster. He was into sports and everything. And so my dad said, I had all my could. I just leaped and took him down. And so then that kind of, the younger brother, Uncle Tino, never tried him again.
Yeah, you got to show him who's boss. Yeah,
it showed him his boss, because yeah, that was funny, because that's when I worked for the Bohemian Groves, and he was not a respecter of persons. He was a respecter of people who were nice to him, and didn't kowtow. But it was just really an interesting, I think, Depression era. Only spent like 2 weeks in high school, because he had to, run the farm. His dad was alcoholic, and so it was just interesting watching him. Went to World War II, because they had dairy and sheep, and so he could have got out of World War II, and he was like, he had to actually get on his tippy toes to get into the Navy because he was too short. He goes, man, I was getting away from those dairies because he could have stayed. He got the waiver.
Hey, but like young boys back then, they romanticized war.
Oh yeah.
Before they went, you know what I mean? Like, I think that people don't realize what really war really is. You know.
Well, lucky for him, he stayed in, and he had a couple bad experiences, but he stayed in Pearl Harbor. I think it was in like 3 years, 3 or 4. No, I think it was his full 4 because they kept on going, oh, you can take leave. And he goes, nope, because he knew if he took leave, he'd be stationed somewhere else. And he worked.
I've been to Pearl Harbor.
Oh,
no, it's a really, like, it's a place that makes you just, you know, causes real like weird feelings. My dad always liked the movies about World War II, like Tora. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
You know how like in those old movies they show like the Japanese planes coming around that like hill or whatever before they attack, you know, and stuff. And so I'd seen all of them movies. So and being the history person, I knew how that all worked out. So I remember going when we went to Pearl Harbor and we went out on that memorial thing. You're standing out there. It was almost like I could hear those planes coming around that hill, you know, and stuff. And of course, back then that was when I wasn't an atheist yet. So I've always kind of wondered if I went there now, if I would still have that feeling, like, because, you know, I think my mind created a whole bunch of that just from what I knew about the movie, you know what I mean, about what happened that day. But it's an eerie place.
Yeah, especially where there's still, you know, it's a tomb.
Yeah.
My dad got there, I think, because he joined with Pearl Harbor, and however how fast they could get him over there.
Yeah, well, probably a lot of people joined the military after that attack.
Yeah, so he was out there within 6 months of it, so he wasn't there during it, but they were still, you know, finding bodies and
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Look, it was kind of like, you remember, like like after 9/11, like
Yes.
a lot of people joined our military, and like the Pearl Harbor attack. Of course, after Pearl Harbor, then we actually did declare war too. So, but I think that whenever something like that happens, it causes like people to go out and volunteer, you know, join.
No, exactly. And I know, you know, with it was funny with Iraq. You know, I actually went because I'd not be surprised. I debated with this one guy, and he's really confessing communist, but he said I don't join groups, so he's kind of so interesting guy, a smart guy. We'd go back and forth, and he goes, if you're just so for this, it's like, just you should go and join. It's like, okay. I was like 45 or 46, and they didn't
yeah, they weren't with you.
They didn't let me in.
No, they don't want no.
I can go drive a truck.
They don't want no 45-year-olds in the military.
No, only if you were in the military within so much time, and then you got out, so they didn't have to train. You know, you wouldn't be in.
I mean, like 45 years old, you'd be like if you could pass basic training.
It was I was pretty good shape then, but it was funny because he's like, if you would have joined, I would have kidnapped you or something to keep you out of it. It was funny. We had a good relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the see him every once in a while now, but he's kind of, I think he's mellowed since he's got grandkids.
Everybody does eventually.
And they're kind of like, even got your grandfather to to seem a little more human, it sounds like. But yeah, and that's kind of where I was going with that, was that, we don't know people's histories, their childhood. I have one friend who, is, and I teach Bible. He's, really, probably one of my better friends, not my best friend. But, he was raised in a religious household and was abused. And so, he really didn't like that Jesus, because he was up on a wall on a cross, and would be abused while that dude was up there. He said he didn't do nothing for me. He let me be abused, and he had other medical issues. So he really, and he said, it's like with people, oh, you got, other people like, oh, you got to tell people about Jesus. He said, if you guys would have told me about Jesus, I would have smacked you in the face.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because you figure somebody that went through childhood trauma, and then and he associated with the Catholic cross with Jesus on it, and so again, it's just, and one thing, on the opposite, at one time, it was during the Jim Jones stuff, and there's another guy, but I was talking to him. I was like, yeah, those people that just want the money. And he goes, hey, I'm into marketing, so I know if I go someplace, if I go to a movie, I'm gonna have to pay, because otherwise they can't they can't have the whatever I want, what a dance or whatever movie. And he said church is no different, and he kind of like really diffused that. I was trying to like get ahead of him, because so many people at that time were like, these preachers are so corrupt and money grubbers, and it's like, yeah, that's true, but that's kind of a stereotyping. That's right now where I'm having a blast, is just the different points of view, different thoughts, and unless it's some kind of fanatic on any side.
Yeah, there's fanatics on everything.
And but just the normal people, they're pretty well just like, I just want to get through this life with as little pain as possible.
I seen that Speedy out there in the chat.
Yeah, he was. I think he was here before. And up late again. Like, I was this time. It was like my back's hurting. I was down on the ground, down in that hole with the plumbing parked. Didn't really want to be there. Wanted to be here, but.
Well, Dan, are you going to go much longer?
No, I'm about ready, because what are we?
Okay, all right, yeah.
Hour and a half. No, this was fun, because of course, not of course, but I didn't have anything going except for that one show, and the one nature one on the cool animals, and which again, and that's what's so fun for me, especially with this, because there's so much fighting, and you see the same evidence. You say, and you don't see it as evidence for a creator. I do, but we can still have some really cool conversations of like, hey, how's Kentucky? How's this? How's California? Because you can still have information, still have friends, and
we ain't got to fight over anything all the time.
No, well, we could still fight once in a while. It's kind of fun, but not all the time. If you don't have disagreements, I think it's like, oh, something's wrong with that relationship, because we're all different. And
I will tell you a cool factoid that I think that this week they discovered the same sugars that are found in raspberries. They discovered those sugars in outer space.
Really?
Yes.
Now,
it's a particular 4-carbon sugar, I think is what it is. They discovered it like they discovered it in the Milky Way. Not like they haven't. This is within our galaxy. So
we can come out with a NASA candy bar, the Milky Way with
that may be why that
raspberry sauce inside.
Yes.
Sounds good.
It was a pretty cool thing they found.
There's so much complexity and so much coolness out there. Yeah, raspberries are one of my favorites too. I didn't even know they had a different sugar.
Yeah, there's like all kinds of different sugars. It depends on how many carbon atoms I think they have, or molecules, or whatever. But this is the exact same sugar that is found in raspberries.
Dang. So I know. I mean, honey is supposed to be a different concentration or different.
Yeah, they're different sugars. They're like different molecules, different sugar molecules.
I just try to stay away from the corn syrup. That doesn't make me feel that good. It has effect now when they say it's garbage anyway.
Yeah, sugar is sugars. I mean, we need some sugar, but I don't think we need a lot of processed sugar. I'm like borderline diabetic, so I had to start watching my sugar. I've never been until now, and but I'm not diabetic yet. But they told me that if I didn't watch my sugar, that I probably could.
Yeah, and you probably have all the resource, but there was other studies on some of the bad other stuff that goes with it, like some of the bad oils or some of the oils that don't that can contribute because they're kind of not being they're interrupting the cellular health and so again all this interesting stuff, the diet and
I'm not good at diet either, but I have quit. I don't like diet soda. I don't really like the diet, but I've been drinking the Zero, which is like a different sweetener they put in there, and I like the Zero pretty good.
Oh, cool, yeah, because there's the stevia or something.
I don't even know what the difference is. I just don't like the taste of the like the Diet Mountain Dew, which Mountain Dew is terrible anyway, but I drink Mountain Dew. But I don't like the taste of the Diet Mountain Dew. But the Zero, I like the Zero pretty good. I don't know what the difference is. That sweetener in the Zero might be just as bad for you or worse. I don't know. But it tastes better.
There are some more natural, plant-based sweeteners. But yeah, so that's, to me, I'm actually happy that I don't like the diet sweeteners because that just makes me drink less. So I'll drink. There's some sodas that are actually real sugar from mainly it was adaptation from Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico. Yeah,
Mexican Coke and Mexican Pepsi now, and again I'm staying away from a lot of the soda.
Yeah, I know. I'm bad about that soda stuff.
Oh, it's so addicting. Alrighty, well, I'll get out of here. Thanks everybody
Thanks for having me on, Dan. Good to see you.
Well, I'm so glad because it was like kind of beat. I mean, tired, and so it's like, and just have some cool little chat going on because I haven't seen you forever. But
no.
It's funny because I think Maud's finally figuring out because what's been how many years, and she'd be like, I'm Dan, you're not on anymore. It's summertime, man. Spring and summer, I'm not. And then it's like, I think it comes December when it's only like 9 hours of sunlight, or 12, something like that. And it's like probably figuring, why is he still around? Why is he around so much now? And then one more with Speedy before we close out. I talked. Oh, that's Speedy. Missed that one. What about his sugar?
He said good night. Oh, yes, because he said he's drinking the Zero sugar orange Sunkist too. That's the kind I buy. Besides the Zero Mountain Dew, I drink the Zero Sunkist too.
Oh yes, the Sunkist is probably from the youth kid.
I love orange soda, actually.
Keep doing the same one. Yeah, that one I like the orange, probably from my childhood. Yeah. Well, good night. Thanks for dropping by. That was great. It was really cool, actually, just having a chat sometimes. I love Claude coming around. because he, it makes you think. He does, because it's really that competition. The two old guys.
Yeah.
I love his sense of humor, but this was so mellow, and I really needed mellow today. Alrighty, you have a great day tomorrow week, and we'll catch you later. Let's see if I can get some music out of here. This is the one I have to. Nope, that's not it. Anyway. God, I should do this earlier. There it is. It'll probably be an intro because I didn't know which ones are which. Is it coming? Here we go. Thanks so much to Robin for coming by and making this cool. Oh, what happened here?
Yeah. Thanks, Dan. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Hey, bye now.